High West Chili Garden 2020. Today is the last day of 2019. I'm about to get started on my Carolina Reaper garden for 2020. Right here I have some seeds that were returned from a customer on Etsy, actually 2 years ago. I look at the postmark date. Looks like August 2017. So a lot of times people buy gifts for their friends on Etsy and it never gets delivered and it'll come back a couple months later. So these are some I had sitting on the mantle since then. I'm going to open them up and take a look at what we have. I'm actually assuming these are Carolina Reapers because I don't recall selling any other peppers since probably 2016. Let's go ahead and get these opened up. We'll find out. So I have some other seeds around here, but I think last year I used whatever I had left over. I didn't realize I was going to have any cross pollination with those bell peppers. So I do have some other ones, but we're going to see what we can do with these. These are 2-3 years old. And I would say, when is the best time to plant your Carolina Reapers? I think they take about a good 9-10 months to mature. So if I do this in January, then by October, maybe July, let's say 7 months, you're going to have peppers. But they can still go for a few months after that. So if I start them now, I'd probably have Reapers from July up until November. That's the goal. So we have about 20-25 seeds there. This is what we're going to start with for 2020. So we'll get to find out if these old seeds will get us some peppers if you saved them. And we know they're going to be pure because I didn't grow anything else during this time. Alright, let's get started. What I'm going to do is use the soil from this old Carolina Reaper to start my new ones for 2020. This one sat outside. I might have brought it in for a little while, but it's been sitting outside for a while. The stem's all dried up. A few leaves left on the stem. There's a dried up pepper down in there. I didn't have a shovel, a little shovel, so I used it on the top of an air freshener there, an old one. Get rid of all this junk. Yeah, it's been outside for a while. There's some leaves from my tree in the backyard. First, let me get rid of this trash. I'm doing this indoors, so I don't want to make much of a mess. Working in my little office here. So this stem, I'm just going to chop that off. I can, sometimes they're pretty strong. Yeah, with those little scissors. Okay. Now I need to dig the roots and the rest of the stem out. Use the screwdriver to loosen up the soil. I don't need to take the stem all the way out, but yeah, I can see some of the soil coming out of the bottom of the pot. I thought it would be wet, but it was sitting underneath the awning, so It's really dry and easy to move around. So I'm going to use this air freshener lid to gather some of this soil. You see, it still has some perlite in it. Good stuff right there. And I'm making a bit of a mess, but I'm on the poster board, so I'll just dump this whole thing and then do a quick vacuum of the carpet. Try not to get too much root fibers in there. I don't need that much to fill up an egg carton. So I have about 20 seeds. I'll be doing probably an 18 egg carton. And I'll see what I have left over after that. I'll try putting 1 seed per cell in this one to see how our ratio turns out. A couple more should be enough. Oh, you can hear the splash of soil as he hit the pack of seeds in the envelope there. Okay, so that should be enough. I got my soil, a little scooper, my egg carton, and my seeds. So let's see if we can walk our way through this while we explain that a little bit. I know most of you guys have probably already done this part before, but this is the fun part of gardening when you're actually doing something. And sometimes it's fun to watch other people do it too. Look at those pretty containers, those pretty cells, bright yellow. So when you're doing this, you don't need any drainage because this is going to start the seeds. Once they get started, I need to take them out of here and plant them into a real pot with some drainage. What I like about the egg carton is that it keeps the moisture trapped inside until the seeds start to sprout, and you can open it up, let them get some air. You can close it again until the other ones start to sprout. So you should probably check it every day after the first 3 days. I'm just going to try to get these filled up, and then I'll take out some of the extra debris once I'm done. It was really easy to clean this up. I just folded the poster board, bend it a little bit, and dump everything into the trash bag. So since this is soil, just dump everything back into the soil bag. Let's even this out. This was probably the most effective method that I had last year. And that's why I'm starting this way this year. At least from what I remember. I can go back and watch the videos, but it's been a busy year. I think that's pretty good. Yep, perfect. So, don't need to dig a hole or anything. I'm just gonna place the seeds directly on the surface, and then push them down a little bit. Give them a little water. I won't use the gloves for this. I'll just wash my hands. I made some soaps, some really good soap, so I'm not really afraid of the oils. They should come off. This is going to be on my fingertips. Alright, so I'll count them out as I go. There's 1. 2. I got my bifocals on, but there's any defects in the seeds. I can't really see all the details. 3, 4. That one looks like it's a little broken there. I'll skip that one. I'm being gentle with them because they're old. 5, 6. As the seed starts to get old, it dries out, and they're easy to crack. Make sure that's just one. That one looks damaged, but I can't tell, so I'll plant it. 7. Remember that cell there. So we'll see what happens. 8. I'll just put them all in there. Damaged or not. It's because I can't tell. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. It went in there somewhere. Oh no, I didn't even have it in my finger. 13. Okay. So when I sold these seeds originally, I sold them as 10 seeds. I think for $1.99. And that one had 13 in it. They purchased 2 packs. So we have 13 of the 18 cells filled up. I'll just dump out the ones I need. There's 3 there. 14. 15. 16. Need 2 more. 17. And 18. There's about 6 more left in there. 6 or 7. Right, High West Chili Garden, Carolina Reapers. You can find these seeds on Etsy. My name on Etsy is Treasures First. I don't know if I'm going to get back to selling the seeds. Right now, I'll just sell fresh peppers. You can get 6 fresh peppers from these seeds next year. For, it's going to be probably $6.99 plus shipping, $7.99. We'll see. $6.99 is the usual price, I think, something like that. Anyway, they're super hot. You'll love them. I'm going to spray these down with some plain distilled water. I don't even have a water bottle ready. So I don't have a sprayer, I should say. I do have a water bottle. So while we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and give these a little bit of water in this water bottle. Try not to get my poster board wet. Oh, I didn't bury them. Let's get them down into the soil first. What's this? I'll leg off an old tripod. Guess that'll work. Don't even need it. Use my finger. Finger got a little wet there and the seed kept sticking to it. Alright, here we go. The first Carolina Reaper seeds for 2020. Planted on the last day of 2019. High West Chili Garden. Carolina Reapers 2020. Episode number 1. Let's get the rest of this water in here. I'm looking forward to some nice plants. I still have a few of these left over from last year in the windows, some of the smaller ones. So they're being overwintered. I'm not sure if I'm going to give up on them or not. It depends on if they start to get some more vegetation on them, because right now they're just surviving, not thriving. Or if I need the space for these, if they start to get big enough to spread them out, I might need that space, and so I'll probably sacrifice the other one somehow. Or if I can find somewhere else to store them, I'll do that. So we want to make sure these stay moist, but I can't really tell. It's got some weight to it now. We'll close the lid, give it a chance to saturate, and that water spread around. Maybe create some condensation in there. I'm going to put this over one of the vents on the floor as a heating source, sort of like a heat mat, to try to get these started. And I'll get back with you in a few days when something happens, and that'll be episode number 2. See you then.